this is Dr. Anastasia Chopless, the scientific healer, and today on this episode of Scientific Healing, I'm going to talk about how to boost your immune system. This is the first in a series of mini lessons on boosting your immune system. And so today I'm going to talk about the first one, and it has to do with detoxing. So one of the things that's happening right now, of course, is coming to is this pandemic, and I've been asked by a lot of people, like, what do I do? How do I heal that? And the best thing to do, of course, is to strengthen what you've got right now. And you'll be, I have been, and I'm sure a lot of you have been bombarded by what kind of products to buy, like buy this special formula or buy this herbal thing or whatever, and all your troubles will be over and you'll not be attacked by this particular virus and so on, but it's just simply not true. What my message is to help you. And I would like you to be healthier and put the power back in your hands instead of having people dictate to you like what's going on. And in other words, that you're helpless, but you're not helpless. So here are my tips. And you've heard probably over the years a lot of detoxing, and about a lot about detoxing, a lot about how to boost your immune system, and all these different things you can take, like flood your body with vitamin C and so on. So first of all, I want to talk to you about your immune system. So your immune system isn't one thing, it's everything. It's very complicated. There's a series of checks and balances. It starts when you eat something or breathe something in, right? Your sinuses are part of it, your throat, your stomach, your intestines. And then as soon as the food comes into your intestines, it moves on to your liver to start detoxing the stuff that you ate. And what happens? The liver, I'm not even going to talk about the hydrochloric acid in your stomach. We'll talk about that next time. But what happens is if you eat anything that's not nutritional, right? So colorings, additives, any kind of medications, anything that's not nutritional, your body will break it down. And so as soon as that happens and your body starts breaking it down, then your liver is now trying to detox it. And the more you tax your liver, the more your immune system goes downhill. And then the thing that's happening after that, the question is, what's really involved in detoxing? Why do you need to detox? This is one of the reasons. Do you need anything special to detox? And the answer, of course, is really no. And do you need to follow a special diet to detox? And that's also no. You don't have to go and buy all these detoxing products because your body does a really good job of it. And so, like I said, it first starts in the gut, and then it moves to the liver. And then after the liver, your body is taking in all these foods, and there's this metabolic waste that happens in all your cells because, your cells, once they use the food in there as energy with rebuilding and so on, there's all these byproducts. And then the kidneys take over, filter out the byproducts, and shuttle it out of the body. And as we shuttle it out of the body, it helps detoxing. And then there is another level of detoxing that happens in the skin and the lymph system. So these are all part of your immune system. And the immune system then gets really strong by the more you detox, right? Because you're cleaning up everything that's happening in the body. And there are several organs and systems in your body that are activated to help you. So your skin, for example, will sweat out some of those metabolites and the extra salts. I haven't really, this is just what you do when you eat and everything. So everything non-nutritive then goes into the liver. So I'll just review it. Everything you eat gets broken down in the stomach and small intestine. Then all the poisons are filtered out by the liver, right? So your liver has about 17 really important functions, including if there's any kind of inflammation in the body, it will send out the quote-unquote bad cholesterol to cover it up, and then the good cholesterol goes and sweeps it away, right? So you want to keep your inflammation down because it's taxing the liver. So the whole thing is really complicated. And I just want to emphasize how complicated your immune system is. So the thing I really want to do is make it simple. So I'm going to take you through over the next few days a series of steps that you can do to make it really, really simple. Because you don't need to know all of that. What I wanted to do was emphasize the complexity of it, and that taking any one supplement or doing any one thing, like get a good night's sleep, well, that's good advice, but that's only one thing. Or, take that herb or take vitamin C, that's only one thing. The thing is that your immune system is your whole body. Your whole body is built to defend against foreign invaders. Right? For example, your bone marrow produces 70% of your white blood cells. The white blood cells are the defenders against things like, it defends against things like anything that's a pathogen, right? A pathogen is a bacteria or a virus that goes in, and your white blood cells are one of your first lines of defense. Just doing any one thing is not going to work. So the first thing that you can do to really help your body detox and boost the immune system is drink lots and lots of water. And how much water is appropriate? First of all, it depends on your size and your activity level, but let me talk a little bit about water. It should not be beer, it should not be coffee, it should not be tea, it should be just like plain, clean water. And that water goes a long way. Here's the reason why, is that when your body takes on any kind of toxin, it tends to bloat up. Like when I would eat like a half a cup of spaghetti, which is a very small amount, I would just have it in a meal. I'd have that much. The next morning I was 2 pounds heavier. And that's because I'm gluten intolerant, right? So it viewed that as a toxin, and my body would bloat up to dilute the effect in the body. So drinking water helps wash it away faster. Your brain is 90% water, right? So your brain, in order for it to function, needs to be hydrated really well. So at night, when you sleep, you're releasing a lot of the excess water to wash out all of the toxins out of your body through your, in your bloodstream, and you get up. And in the morning, I'm down about 2 pounds. So the first thing I do is get up and drink 2 glasses of water. Why? Because in order for the body to function and for you to be healthy, your brain needs to function. I'm finding that when I work as a healer, that the brain needs to function really well for everything to work, for the pain levels to go down, for healing to happen really quickly. And for me to think clearly, I need to have a lot of fluid in my body, right? The other thing that's really nice is drinking lots of water will clean out the system, and what happens is your skin will plump up and you'll look younger, right? Nobody ever guesses. I do have a lot of wrinkles. Like if I take my glasses off and go like this, you can see the little lines that are here underneath, and I have a little bit of sagging down here. But in general, most people don't guess that I'm 67 and I have some grandchildren, right? And that's because I drink plenty of water. And a lot of other people that do it, as soon as they drink it, they notice that their skin tightens up. And who doesn't want to look younger, really? And then, and your skin is a major detox organ. So the more you drink and you walk and you sweat out a little bit, you're helping your body release everything. Your blood is 83% water, and it helps carry out all of the metabolic waste and the toxins and everything else in your body. It helps bring it out in the sweat and through the kidneys and then out the bladder. Even your bone, imagine your bone is 22% water, right? And your bone is so important because your bone marrow does two things. It produces all of your red blood cells, 100% of your red blood cells. They're produced in the ends of the bone, the dark part. And then the central part of the marrow is where your white blood cells are produced. And 70% of them are produced there, and the other 30% in the spleen. And these are the things that really help improve your detoxing systems. So, the other benefit is getting enough water will help reduce muscle cramps, headaches, fatigue, constipation, depression. It will improve your ability to exercise, cognitive function. It helps, wake your brain up. It will improve your digestion, your mood. It also improves weight control, which is really important for a lot of people. And it improves your youthful appearance, right? And for example, one of the most troubles I have is getting elderly, like my elderly parents. Before my mom died, getting her to drink water was horrendous. Now my dad, he's 80, going on 89 next month. And he is also not wanting to drink water because it's too much trouble to get up and go to the toilet. So he stops drinking water, and then what happens? Then the bladder infections come in, and then other problems ensue, like, MRSA infections, things that are really difficult. And that's one of the problems with the elderly. That's why they're compromised. The first thing is they just simply do not get enough water. And I've seen this over and over. I've talked to people who want to help their parents. That's the same thing that happens. So drinking water is a really tough, it's really tough to get the people that need it the most to drink it. But the first thing is to figure out how much is good for you. For the average person, it's 8 glasses a day, or about 2 quarts, or about 2 liters if you're working in the metric system. And the easiest way to do it is just after I get up and I go to the bathroom, I run into the kitchen, I straighten up, take some deep breaths, and I drink 2 glasses of water right away. I have a quart thing and I just drink half of it down first thing in the morning. And it helps me get going. I am immediately awake and I'm immediately able to think clearly. I then go out for a walk. That's just my thing. I go out for a walk and I come back and I'm ready to go. It wakes my brain up. And the energy healing things that you can do with the water, I'm almost done here. The energy healing things you can do with the water is, we know from scientific experiments that when you put good thoughts towards water, it crystallizes differently. We also know from scientific experiments that a happy person will radiate out a very smooth waveform that's a high frequency, while somebody who's angry or upset sends out a jagged waveform with long frequency. And that is, it's really helpful to have this smooth waveform. I know when I was younger and I was around people who were angry, even if they didn't look angry, I could feel it. It feels on my skin. If you're in close proximity to an angry person, it felt to me like getting itching powder. I know I'm not the only sensitive one. I've heard a lot of other people say that. That's because you're feeling the jagged waveform. We receive those thoughts and we also send them out. So when you receive those thoughts, the 70% of the water in your body is reacting to it. So that's why getting up in the morning and taking a deep breath and smiling, even saying, I'm grateful to be here, right? That is going to shift that inside you, change the water to its good form. So one of the ways I put good thoughts on water is we refill these jugs that go on a water cooler. And I put lots of messages. So putting happy messages, enlightenment, joy, family, togetherness, love, appreciation, any one of those things, gratitude, any one of those good thoughts, I just write them on the bottle. And by writing them on the bottle, and every time I put the bottle on the cooler, I just put my hands on it and I just say, this water is going to be nourishing for my body, right? That's a really simple thing to do. And we know by doing that, the way the water crystallizes, this is from the Emoto experiments, the way the water crystallizes changes dramatically, and people are feeling better. So this is the summary of, drinking plenty of water. Tomorrow I'm going to talk more about detoxing, like things that you can do yourself. So how cheap is that, drinking water? You do not have to buy special things. And, I'm going to take you through a series of steps of how to boost your immune system. Drinking water is a really fast way to do it. It's one of the first things that you can do. Of course, getting a good night's sleep is another thing, but the first thing that you can do is just drink extra water every day. And if you drink coffee, you're putting toxins in your body. If you're drinking beer, you're putting alcohol in your body. That reduces it taxes your brain, destroys your brain cells, but it also taxes your liver, which is an important part of your detoxing system. And don't drink tea, same reason as coffee. Tea also has, high levels of caffeine. It's a different form, a different alkaloid, but it has high levels of it. And unless it's green tea, it's got antioxidants. But all of those things that I just mentioned, it's got to be water. I also drink herbal tea. My herbal tea is simple. It's usually ginger or something like that. But getting that extra water in, and if you can't stand the water, put a few drops of lemon in. A few drops of fresh lemon will help alkalize your body, which is another way to boost your immune system, and I'll talk about that later. And if you want to learn more and you're ready to connect with me, go to scientifichealer.com/appointment. I'll be happy to talk with you and talk about what your options are. I have in one of the modules in my program simply talks about detoxing the immune system and how to boost it. And like I said, it's a lot more complicated than a lot of people make it sound. But the good thing is it's simple and easy. It's not necessarily easy to fully carry out. A lot of times it's harder to remember to do something than it is to do it. It's easy to carry out and it doesn't need to cost an arm and a leg. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up or a 5-star rating, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and in the next video, we're going to talk more about boosting your immune system so you can get through anything with the best results. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.